This is embarrassment. This is embarrassment. Because Afenyo markings while nim the air coso a judicial betting. A chief justice push ya point on betting. Now one Afenyo besides a question be a question no it doesn't relate to and some also beside justice or to about ladder dig but upon the him fan questions Afenyo bisano. Speaker here for transness there be and yes saying some relevant questions I see bisan and no bisanity overrule Afenyo assembly. I know now Afenyo just say Afenyo feel embarrassed and as I feel discouraged. Afenyo to us Lord grant me patience. Lord grant me patience. Lord grant me patience. You're going to go up at your work is it after the next year be a look just listen. God bless you.
My lady, are you a registered voter?
I'm a registered voter, yes.
My lady, which constituency did you register?
I registered in the La constituency. I don't know whether it's called La, but it's yes, it's at the La area, yes.
La Dadikotopon.
I don't know if
that's the full name of the constituency.
Yes,
La
yes.
Dadikotopon.
Yes.
Okay. Which area, which polling station or center specifically? The area you were trying to describe the area where you registered. Which area?
It's at La.
La proper. I know I lived in La. That's why I'm asking. I know La very well. So which area? Is it the trade fair area, La Wireless, or where the South La?
It's not
estate area.
No. It's not. It's within La proper. Yes, it's within La proper.
Very well.
Honourable members, I'm inclined to overrule this particular question. What we should do in vetting the judges are governed by law. Which political polling station they cast their vote, I don't think on grounds of relevance is not required.
Lord, grant me patience. Lord, grant me patience.
The situation, Honorable Chair, thank you. The situation is this. That you do anything that you haven't voluntarily agreed to do already by attending the school because you are told beforehand that this is what we do. You will go to church and you decide to attend the school. So it's a voluntary decision. Now, if you are of the view that it is a compulsion, I believe that there's a forum for that. So the matter can be taken up for the necessary decisions to be taken, and then it will guide us, yes.
My lady, from what you have said so far on this matter, is it okay for me to come to a conclusion that requiring students to participate in religious gatherings that contradict their beliefs would not amount to any discrimination under Article 17 of the Constitution?
Insofar as I consider it not as a compulsion, I do not see that your freedom to practice your religion is being infringed upon. Thank you.
My lady, let's deal a bit with parental rights and religious autonomy. So many parents have very strong views. Should parents have the right to object when their child is compelled to attend religious activities in schools? And in situations like that, what is the best approach for the courts in handling this? My lady, just to take you and I back to a matter that happened recently. You recall this case where a twin, a boy and a girl, they had admission to Achimota, and Achimota had their own standard. They were Rastafarians, and Achimota required of them to take their Rasta, and they went to the courts to enforce their rights, and the court made some findings against the school and upheld their prayer, and they had to go back. Those were not religious rights, though, but I felt I should tease that out, generally. I mean, in view of your earlier position that once you subject yourself to it, some obstacle operates against you, you will not now be talking about your fundamental rights, etc., etc. In view of that, do you think that parents who find themselves objecting to such compulsion have any such rights? And if they do, what is the best way for the court to address it by still maintaining some harmony between them and the schools?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I believe that everybody has a right to proceed to the law courts if they feel that some right of theirs has been infringed. So the courts are available for that. Now, when you go before the court will look at the circumstances of the case and decide whether or not indeed your rights has been infringed upon and whether any remedy should be made available to you. Thank you, Chair.
My lady, I noticed that you alone, you have two different brands of water, Awake and Belacqua. They gave you two. The clerk must be very magnanimous. And we have only Awake with us. My Lord, all three. My Lord, just to let you have some breather, we are done soon. Just 2 or 3, we are done. My lady, the duty of the state in religious neutrality. What constitutional obligations, in your view, does the state owe to ensure that educational institutions, especially those receiving public support, do not infringe on students' religious rights? Emphasis, public support. Maybe a religious or missionary school, but taking state funds.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I believe that the GES has guidelines and regulations for the schools, and so that would be enforced within the schools. Thank you.
Now, my lady, on the issue of balancing institutional tradition and individual rights, some have argued that religious practice is part of cultural heritage of mission schools. And they are very strong in these views. How should a court balance institutional traditions with the individual's right to religious freedom?
I believe that a necessary determination will be made when the matters are brought to the courts. Thank you.
My lady, this question will be conditional. Conditional in the sense that if you are aware of precedents, if you are not, I will just move away from it. Are you aware of any case law in Ghana or comparative jurisdictions where the courts have ruled on compelled religious observance in our schools?
I'm not aware.
At all. in Ghana?
I'm not aware.
Zero.
No, I'm not aware.
Okay. My lady, you may want to check. Is that okay? Would you be fine? Since you are not aware, just
Is it, I may want, I didn't...
check whether
Honorable
there is
Chair.
any such precedence. Your answer is that you are not aware of any precedence at all in our Ghanaian judicial system where we've had the court ruling on compelled religious observance in our schools.
I'm not aware.
You are not. Very well. My lady, let me ask you something on faith-based morality and constitutional pluralism. Should a faith-based school be permitted to justify compulsory religious attendance on moral or disciplinary grounds, even if it infringes on the student's religious identity? I'm mindful of your earlier position that was on the fact that the person has chosen to be in a particular environment well aware of certain conditions. But this is looking at a broader scope.
But, Honorable Minority Leader, the nominee has said that GES has their guidelines and rules on this matter.
Mr. Chairman, let's end it well. I heard that. The mainstay of this question is whether or not those faith-based schools should be permitted to justify the compulsory religious attendance. She gave an answer in respect of general guidance. But you and I know, Chairman, please, bear with me. You and I know that justifications, especially on moral or disciplinary grounds, be permitted. I've qualified them. That's why I said these are broader in scope. I've qualified them on moral and disciplinary grounds.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. They are entitled to make their justifications. As to whether or not it is acceptable will be for the regulator to decide.
My lady, you've already told us, and this is my very last question to you. You've already told us that to the extent that a person chooses to be in a school that enforces certain religious rights as opposed to his general rights under 21(1)(c) are impliedly terminated. That being the case, can you share your thoughts on how, in spite of all of these, the judiciary can play a role in protecting students from religious marginalization in public or mission-assisted schools?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. What I said was that the fact that a school has asked that you worship in a certain kind of way does not prevent you from worshiping in your own way. And I was asked whether it was a good thing for opportunity to be granted to them to worship in their own way. And I said yes. So there's no prevention from worshiping in your own way. So it is desirable that you be given the opportunity to worship in your own way. Now, what the judiciary will do will depend on what has been brought before the judiciary. Thank you.
My lady, now, Yes, on that set. Now, there are young girls coming from that part of the region where you come from. Many of them placed at the lowest ebb of fortune's wheel. They are watching you. They have seen you rise on the social ladder. Today, I'm sure some of them may shape their opinion, seeing a woman being elevated to the Supreme Court of our country. You have earned it through your own patience and industry. You've risen to this eminence by merits, and I'm sure you are respected among your equals. Can you share your thoughts on your journey to this high pedestal with that girl child out there, and say a word or two to inspire them that nothing is impossible? And that will be all for you, my lady.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I would like to tell the girl child, as I have been asked, that with hard work, perseverance, and God on your side, you can reach the heights that you dream of. And nothing is impossible unto God. So they should continue to work hard with determination and integrity, and they would reach the heights and even beyond what I have reached. Thank you.
You can say that in your local language to them, because I want you to address your locals. Is that okay? Maybe you said it in English, if in brief, just to.
Minority Leader, the rules are very clear. It is only when you say something in a local language that the rules enjoin you to translate it in English. In this case, having said everything in English, there is no rules that allow you to then translate the English into a local language. So please, you are not permitted to do that. We've come to the end of your vetting. I will give the floor to my Vice Chairman to do the needful.
Thank you very much, Chairman. As you rightly said, we've come to the end of the vetting. The nominee came with friends, family, and colleagues, and we would like to acknowledge them. First on my list is Mr. Amaliboba, Esquire, who I believe is a spouse. Mr. Abdul Latif Isifu, Mr. Suleimana Osman Saka, Kompini Na Bukari Yahaya, Bomperi Na, Alhaji Said Isa, Mr. Fauzi Isifu, Ms. Farida Isifu, Dr. Nicholas Atambugri, Madam Gloria Owusu Afram, Dr. Erica Ntiamwa Mensah, Professor Samuel Atinton, Dr. Andrew Akola, Colonel S. Babila, retired, Mrs. Juliet Babila, Mr. Wahid Pampori Idrisu, Esquire, Mr. Philip Jimano, Esquire, Justice Christopher Archer, Justice Samuel Obin Diawu, Mr. Andrew Steke Square, Alaye Cyprian Yusuf, Anweri Nabali. And we have the Acting Chief Justice with us and other justices. So that's the end of the friends, family, and colleagues who are here to support the nominee, and we acknowledge them. Thank you very much for coming. I hand over to Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Honorable members, as indicated, we've come to the end of the vetting. We thank the nominee for attending upon the committee and answering questions. You would hear from the committee, and you are hereby accordingly discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.